Hi everyone. So in this video I actually am going to sculpt this guy here, and by sculpt I mean just thin out the edges. It's from the Studio Stone Creative. If I remember correctly, it's like a small business. I could be wrong, which is from Canada, made in Canada. So anyway, this is what I'm doing. These are my instructions I've been given. This is the back. I won't be using the hair dryer in this video, but I'm going to try and get this done in 30 minutes. If not, I'll just do the rest in the time lapse. But step one of it is you get the most coarse paper that comes with it. So it comes with 3 pieces of sandpaper, and I think this is the coarsest one there, which is P50. For those of you who know more about it, that one, not this one. Then the next one is Gator Premium. It's P400. That's the second one. That's B. And then you end with this one, which looks like a chalkboard, which is 400 again, but a different brand. So I believe that's what comes in here. I've mixed up some things from all the kits, so but that, and then you have a cloth for afterwards to basically dry it, I think. But I also have this cloth, which is I think meant for like screens and stuff and windows, so it's a little fluffier of a cloth. So what I'm supposed to do is soak the paper, but I think I'm going to actually just put this into my water dish. And I have this cup full of water here. You can't see it, but yeah, it's full of water. Just trust me, it is. So okay, all right, okay, all right. So we're gonna drop that into the water, soak it. Now I have these gloves, but they're more for when I use the tool, but I'm going to use them anyway. And they're rubbery, so I can take the piece out of the water without it being, like, without it taking forever to dry. I just got these work gloves from the dollar store type thing. It is a very dusty craft, I'll say that, if you're getting this. It's very dusty. Slightly more on the expensive end, but you do get everything you need, really. So, and I think it is a small business, so that creates these. Small Canadian business, I think. I could be wrong. But it's giving that vibe. If it's not, it's giving the vibe of small business, so. Alright, so now I have it in the cup here. You can't see it. Oh, great. Alright, so taking it out. Alright, and now let's start by sanding. And the instructions tell you that this water is safe to put into your plants and recycle. So, I'm going in with the P50 grit to start off with. And I'm sanding down the little legs of the starfish. I just think starfish type of thing, so that's what my mind goes to. So I'm going to try and make this look somewhat like a starfish. I am not following the instructions quite to a T, but I feel like if I do the way they do it, it's going to be more likely to snap. They want me to go like this, which I guess you could do for the corners of it. Alright, so now we've got our little guy here, where I've sanded a little bit of it off there. Can you see that? Oh, whoops. Butterfingers. Alright, so a little bit of that side, and then we have this side, and now I'm just going to place it into here. And I have a tablecloth that I use specifically for this craft on top of where I'm on top of my surface here. Alright, and now that it's all wet, that's what it looks like, and that's what that looks like. Now I guess technically you could sand down the hole for the necklace if you don't want to make this necklace, but I do, so. And there's a little bit of pencil line, so I'm sanding around the hole to remove those pencil lines for where the hole was supposed to be placed. Now, this one was my, I got 3 necklaces that you could do, and one was a heart, one was a leaf, and then the third was a star, and I was afraid of accidentally sanding off some limbs, so I wanted to wait till I'd done the rest of them, just to see how easy it was, kind of thing. This one, I think, will be the most challenging out of the necklaces I've done. Alright, now I'm gonna rinse my sandpaper here. Put that off to the side. Alright, now, I'm actually taking this off. These are just so that I don't sand my fingers and skin them. Alright, because I don't want to do that. But I think I'll be fine with this grit of sandpaper. I mostly have those for the animals that you can get to make with the soapstone sculpture kit, which is this tool. This tool comes with the animals you get in the kit if you buy one of the animal kits. And so that's mostly what those tools are for. Okay. Alright, and now you see this is what we have so far. Alright. So now what one do we have to work on? This side. We have to work on this side of it. Oh, it's just so small. Alright, I'm gonna bring it closer here. Bring it closer here. So we have to work on the more rigid side there. Now some people do prefer to sand this while it's in the water, but they don't have a big enough bowl to do that. I needed a small enough bowl that would fit in the container I have everything else in, so. Come on. And it's up to you whether when you stop and just do the thinner sandpaper. Oops. I'm adding extra lines where there shouldn't be. I don't know if you can see that, but I added little extra lines there. Whoopsie. I'm not super skilled in soapstone carving. My first experience, I was in art class and the teacher just gave me like a rock and I had to figure out what I saw in the rock kind of thing. I think it's the imperfections that make it look like it's a real stone, and I think that's what it is. I could be wrong though, so. Okay. Can I graduate to the thinner grit yet? I'm trying to figure out. So here is the little star that I've been working on. I think I can graduate to the thinner one. So you start with the grit that's the roughest of the grit, and then you go down to the second roughest, and then the thinnest. So, which I believe this is the second. So that's the P400 grit, and I think if I remember correctly from Woods, the higher the number, the softer the paper. If that makes sense, because it has to do with how much grit is on the paper. So I'm going in with the medium-sized one now. Okay. And again, they tell you to soak the paper in and then do the sanding. And yeah, my way is a little more messier, but I don't have a whole lot of space in the cotton bowl I've chosen for myself. That's another thing you should do is make sure there's a big enough bowl that you can fit your hands into to sand the figure while it's in there. Yeah, it's still pretty rough. All right, I'm just soaking it now. All right, now that's a very hard. This one I don't think I sanded enough, so I'm gonna go back over sand it. If I remember correctly, these were about $15 to $20 for like one necklace, if I remember correctly. And I got mine at a place called Kind Poodle. Okay, I think that's good enough for that. And then I'll go back over with the thinner grid here. Sorry, let me do that on camera. Trying to thin out the lines. You can tell where the lines were, so. Might have to grab a different sandpaper because this one's getting clogged up with the shavings here. Alright. Okay. 17 minutes. Alright. I'm hoping this doesn't go over 30. So, yeah, I definitely think that worked. The inside of the star is a lot smoother now. I do need to work on the ends of the star now, so. Alright. Let's see if I can wash the sandpaper I'm working with here a little bit. And this sandpaper, the thicker one that I'm working with, to me it just feels like a rough nail file, this one. So it's not like to the point of scratching yourself with it, so on accident. So I'm just gonna, right now, work with another one of these pieces. I know if you only picked up one kit, you wouldn't have that option, but you know, it's hard to show you the process of me doing this in live. Try and smooth out the ends of it a little bit more. There's some scrapes in it that are going to be a little hard to get rid of. soak it here. Right, a little more sanding. Nope, I'm using the wrong side. Trying to dry it off a bit. I got this video super entertaining. Jeez. Okay, I'm at 20 minutes, roughly. Okay, it is making a difference. There is a difference forming. I do feel like this is a better craft to do outside, so you're not getting everything inside messy, but whatever. But you can do it inside. Just tends to be a little bit of a messy craft. Now I'm trying to just round out the top star point. Alright. Yeah, that definitely made a difference. It's now a lot rounder. I don't know if you can tell. And now we'll do that with the other star pieces again. Alright. Okay. Yep, that's thinning out, or smoothing out. Definitely looks smoother there. Doing another one. Alright, fix that over. Okay, so the top of it has been kind of smoothed out. I still have the bottom pieces to do, smooth them out a little bit more, and then do the rest on the opposite side. So, alright. I'm just taking my sandpaper, curving it around the little tentacle thingy, and just going back and forth until I like it. This thing is so small it fits in my hand, so my hand covers it. I don't have a big hand either, or big hands. So there we go. All right, I think, yeah, still one of these on this side needs a little more extra work. A little extra work here. So I'm sanding like that. I'm just curving the sandpaper over the little tentacle, or whatever you call that, like arm of the starfish thing. I know it's just a star, it's not a starfish, but whatever. Alright. So I think the first side is almost done. Just do a few final touches on the first side and then repeat for the second. And now I'm just gonna sand the front of it, like it's face kind of thing. There. Alright, I'm gonna dry it off and see if that's, if I need to sand that area. It's pretty smooth. I think I still need a little more sanding on the front. So that is the front of it so far that I've been working on. This is the back of it that I've been kind of neglecting. So this is the back here, there. All right, do a little more sanding on the front of it. All right, so that's what it looks like before I drop it into the water. Kind of looks soapy, but it's not. Let's see, where do I need to adjust? All right, just a little around the edges here. We're almost at 30 minutes. All right. Now it looks like there's no, wait. I can't remember which side has the sand on that one now. It's too late. Alright, so that's another one where it's before it goes in the water. Oh, the water looks disgusting. Okay, try that, see if I like it. Still a few cracks that I want to eliminate, so just a little more on this side. Oh yeah, I still have one more sandpaper piece I can use, so let's upgrade to the thinnest one, I think. The one that looks like a chalkboard to me. Alright, here it is now, and then I'm going to dunk it into the water. Okay, I'm at 30 minutes. Just a little more left. Come on. For this side. You have to do it. Okay. Almost. I'm just trying to fix the edges here, because I forgot I had one more sandpaper piece I could use. Alright, now I'm gonna soak it. Almost good on one side. I still have to fix the opposite, but one side's almost done. Okay. Fix the edges here. Okay, so that one's good. I don't feel any rough parts on that side, so let's go continue this process. This project's fun, but it is time consuming, so if you're not someone who enjoys time consuming projects, it's probably not for you. Alright. Okay, sides are almost done. Try here. Alright. Okay, a little over 30 minutes. Alright. You're still here, thank you. I don't know if you can hear, but there's some dogs barking. Alright. Alright, I think the sides are good now, and I can go to the opposite piece. Alright. Dry this off without dropping it. Yeah, I think that's good. Now, other side. Just rounding out the little limbs now. Rounding out the corners or the little nubs. We're on the opposite side now. And now I'm going with the front side here, or the back side, and trying to eliminate the extra lines that don't need to be there. And trying to get rid of this little scratch here. I don't know if you can see that. Trying to get rid of that. So it's about a 1 hour craft, roughly, to get done in real time. I know the packaging might say something different, but yeah. Depends how perfectionistic you are, so. Well, this ended up being a little longer than I wanted it to. Just drying it off a bit here, just to see. Okay, still gotta get rid of those lines at the front there. Alright, I'm gonna try with the thinner one. Alright, I think I'm almost done, aside from ironing it. I like that I could possibly get multiple kits of the same thing, and the look could be different because they're different stones and stuff, so it's interesting. I want to get rid of these lines. These little lines are bugging me. Let's see, do I have another one of those thinner pieces? Nope. Of course. Oh, something's happening. Yay, it's disappearing, I think. Come on, go away. Oh crap. This is gonna be a long video. I'll speed it up for TikTok. You'll see the real-time one on YouTube. I'm probably gonna sound like a chipmunk when it's sped up. It's almost gone, I think. Almost. Almost. Huzzah! Almost done. Okay, it's gone in a way that if you didn't know it was there, you're not gonna notice it, but I just want a little more. Great. I might take my etching pen that I have and do a little design inside of it, like a little face or something, which might disappear when I put the wax on it. So, but I think it's cool. You would get a different thing depending on what package you pick up because they're all different stones. So that is the end result so far. I'm going to put a face on one side of it. On this side. On the side I've been working on, the first side as I was referring to it as. Alright, now, let's get this thing here. Okay. I'm just with the pressure of my hand making making both eyes for the starfish character that we're creating here, and then going over it multiple times, hopefully making it deep enough that when the wax goes on it, it won't make the piece disappear. So this is what it looks like before I soak it in the water. Yeah, it needs a nose. Over, there. Doing it multiple times. Hopefully when I soak it, it will still stay. It'll still look like I want it to. Oh, it's looking like it's staying. Like you can still see the face. Yay, we can still see the face. Let's dry it. Somewhat. So that is the end result. I'll do the hair dryer thing, which I specifically bought each hair dryer for crafts that I keep in the box as well with me. So this one pulled out. It's like a travel size one. I keep it in the box with all the other stuff from these kits. So that is the end result. I'll put some photos in at the end of what it looks like after I iron it, or possibly, if I remember to, of when I iron it and everything. So that is our little star that we made, or that I made. But if you watch the entire video on YouTube, comment a star and maybe like a rock emoji so that I know that you watched the whole video. Because I know this probably was a bit of a boring video, but if you want to see how long it takes live to do this project, you got to see that it takes roughly an hour. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching.
This is what it looks like dry without a layer of wax on top of it. I will later show you with the what it looks like with the wax layer. And I realized I kept saying iron and I meant hair dryer. My apologies. So this is what it looks like before. That's one side, this is the other. And I really like how multicolored this stone is. I'm really happy.